Welcome to our weekly broadcast of the African Treasures. Here we bring to you African arts, culture, and music. We also discuss issues of concern to people of the African descent in America, the Caribbean, South America, Africa, and all over the world. We invite you to come and see Africa in a positive light. So stay tuned and tell your friends to do the same.
Welcome to African Treasures. I'm Dr. Okeke, your host. This episode of African Treasures is jointly produced by the Nigerian Television Authority and Canopy Corporation. Our focus today is on Dr. Jonathan Nwiloh, his advancement in the field of cardiac surgery, his foundation, the Global Eagle Foundation, and his affiliation with St. Joseph's Hospital here in metropolitan Atlanta. Welcome to African Treasures, Dr. Nwiloh.
Thank you very much, Dr. Okeke. It's a pleasure.
Thank you for inviting me into your office.
You're most welcome.
For the benefit of our viewing audience, could you briefly give us a little background on yourself, where you were born, raised, nurtured, and educated?
I was born, obviously, in Nigeria, in Lagos, even though my parents are from the eastern part of Nigeria, present-day Anambra State. I had my primary and both secondary education in Lagos, went to Igbobi College, Lagos, and subsequently underwent my tertiary education at the University of Nigeria Medical School in Enugu. On completion of my medical training in Nigeria, I did the normal youth service, which was required by all graduating students at the time, and also my internship, and then came over to the United States for specialization. I did my general surgery training at Harlem Hospital, Columbia University Presbyterian in New York, and then my cardiac surgery training at Albert Einstein College of Medicine, also in New York. I have been in practice now for 12 plus years in the field of cardiovascular surgery.
Thank you. You are the founder of the Global Eagle Foundation. This is the brainchild of yours, right?
That's correct.
Could you tell us why it was formed and what the missions are?
Well, I've always, as I said, I went to medical school in Nigeria, and during my medical student days, I always had a desire to specialize in cardiology, and the medical wards were just filled with all these children, you know, with congenital and acquired heart diseases that there was just no definitive cure available to them, and many died before our very eyes. So it was something that I had at the back of my mind, that at some point in the future, when I could, I will try to put in place a mechanism to be able to go back and render services to such, unfortunate patients. So so the seed for this foundation was sown back then, even though actualizing it came to being more recently. Actually, there was an appeal in the Nigerian dailies for help for a young woman with heart disease, and it was in the process of trying to get help and being frustrated by the usual bureaucracy that I discussed with the Commissioner of Health for Lagos State, Dr. Okeke, who happened to be visiting Atlanta. Mm-hmm. And he expressed an interest that Lagos State will certainly be interested in partnering with me to actualize this long-term goal of mine. And so I founded Global Eagle Foundation in order to put in place the mechanisms and things I needed to make that dream a reality.
You know, the exciting thing about this for me is that African Treasures, in collaboration with the Nigerian Television Authority, is interested in getting African professionals here who have achieved milestone in their respective professions to come back home and help us develop Nigeria, give back to the country, help rebuild Nigeria and improve Nigeria. And it's amazing that you're already making marks in this area. And I want to ask you, are there any collaborating, any organizations collaborating with the Global Ego Foundation?
Yes, we do have a number of partners who have worked with us to make the whole dream a reality. First and foremost has been here in the United States, of course, St. Joseph's Hospital of Atlanta, where I work, that has helped tremendously in providing many of the materials and sophisticated equipments, heart-lung machine, etc., that was really needed to make open heart surgery feasible in the first place, in addition to providing equipments for post-operative monitoring in the ICU, and also the support staff that traveled with me. Many of them were from St. Joseph's Hospital. MedShare International, also based here in Atlanta, has been a partner in providing the materials that we need to make it possible. We've also had sponsorship contributions from other corporate entities, medical corporate entities, like St. Jude's Medical, to mention but a few, St. Jude's Medical Corporation, ATS Medical.
Here in Atlanta?
Well, they're based in the United States.
Okay.
Here. These are medical companies that deal with cardiac surgery, the different components of equipment you need to do cardiac surgery.
Okay.
So they've all helped in this project. And of course in Nigeria, the Lagos State government under Bola Tinubu have been of immense help and support.
I understand that last year, not too long ago, you took a team of American health professionals to Nigeria and performed cardiac surgery on some patients in Lagos. And after this interview, we are going to go to the operating room to talk to some of them. But what I want to ask you is this. In your opinion, where is Nigeria now in the field of cardiac surgery? And what is your Global Ego Foundation doing to work with them? Where is Nigeria now, in your opinion?
Unfortunately, right now, from all the information available to me, there is no active cardiac surgery program in Nigeria, which is sad in the sense that with a population of a conservative estimate of about 140, 150 million people, that there's just not an active cardiac program for a disease that is so important and so prevalent. And so the goal of our foundation is to try to provide the platform to transfer the expertise and the technology to establish a viable cardiac surgery program there, and try to have ultimately a kind of an exchange program where some of the professionals can also come here for training. But certainly we would like to see an active, viable program, at least one, possibly more, ultimately in Nigeria.
In your opinion, how common or how prevalent is the problem of heart disease in Nigeria? How prevalent is it?
Well, the statistics is that congenital heart disease is the most common of all the birth defects, so that 1 in 100 children born will have a congenital heart defect, which translates to millions of children across the world who are born with congenital heart disease. In addition, in developing countries, 1 out of 20 of these children will also have heart disease, which is acquired just from the environment, from things such as rheumatic fever. And so you're looking at a substantial number of people with heart disease, and approximately 1/3 of these people will die because there's just no specialized care available for them. This is in the world in general,
Right,
in a place like Nigeria where such services are non-existent. I think the death rate is even more staggering.
Well, you're making all these efforts. You go to Nigeria, you make your mark, and you come back. The problem still continues, and it continues to escalate. But what I'm asking you is that does the Global Eagle Foundation have representatives in Nigeria? In other words, do you have people there to continue what you've done until you go back again? Do you have representatives that carry on this mission?
Yeah. Well, we do. Like I said, we do have partners. Currently, the Lagos State government is working with a foundation to try and put in the necessary infrastructure there in Lagos, where they will have an ongoing cardiac surgery program to continue what we've established, and to be able for us to go back periodically to oversee what is going on and also continue the contribution, while they can also come over here to St. Joseph's Hospital to have some training. And Global Eagle Foundation has an office in Lagos with staff working for us there to coordinate things. We've also, by the way, had some other state governments indicating interest. They would like for us to help them out as well.
You know what's very impressive about what you're doing? In Nigeria we have a big problem there is tribalism. One ethnic group not liking the other ethnic group. But it's remarkable that you, as an Igbo man, right? You're an Igbo man.
Yes.
By origin. But you took your cardiac mission to Lagos, which is not predominantly Igbo. There are people from other tribes. But you just have this one Nigerian spirit that you have in you, and I really admire that, which means there's hope for our country. An Igbo man can extend benefits to other tribes, and we are supposed to be encouraged to do that. And I just want you to know that I'm very, very particular. I'm very impressed with that you are not tribalistic in your way of delivering your health care. You have an open mind. You just want to serve humanity and help people in Nigeria. I just want you to know that I admire, and that's supposed to be noticed. There may be other people who want to go to Nigeria and do something will take off tribalism in their mind and really serve humanity and serve Nigerians as one. So I just want to know that, and that's remarkable. Right. When is your next mission?
We are actually in the final stages of completing preparations for our next mission, which will be at the end of May through mid-June in Lagos.
In Lagos again?
Yes, in Lagos again.
Lagos is the beneficiary.
Right.
I hope Lagos will take it and share it with all the rest of Nigeria.
Yes.
Okay.
They're doing it.
Now, do you plan to reach out to other states in Nigeria and also to other countries in Africa? Because this is not just a Nigerian problem. It's a big problem in Africa.
That is true. As I said, we started with Lagos State, but we have had some other state governments indicate an interest. The thing is, this government and also the federal government, I know I had talked to the National Hospital in Abuja a couple of years ago to try and work something out with them, but then at the time the management that was running the hospital was not quite, I guess, interested, for lack of a better word to use. They had a foreign management that was running the hospital, but we're open to carry out this procedure in any part of the country where they can provide us with the necessary basic infrastructures that we need. In terms of other countries in Africa, yes, the goal of the foundation is to reach out to underdeveloped communities in underdeveloped countries where they are suffering from the ravages of heart disease, and to be a beacon of hope and light to this people in the future as well.
How can you? I assume you work with a lot of volunteers, and how can you get volunteers to join? If there's any volunteer a potential volunteer out there who wants to join this cardiac surgery mission in Nigeria or anywhere else, how can they go about joining?
Well, yes, all the team members are volunteers, and anyone who wants to volunteer to join the mission can contact the foundation at our number.
Yeah.
And also they can contact us through our website.
And what is that number? Could you mind mentioning it, please?
Yeah, the number is 678-904-5182.
Okay, can you, do you mind stating what your website is, for in case somebody wants to go into the website?
Yeah, the website is www.globaleagle.org.
globaleagle.org.
Yes.
www.globaleagle.org, right?
That's correct.
Okay, I just want to make sure that whoever is listening is getting it. Your affiliation with St. Joseph's Hospital has been very, very helpful. And after this interview, we are going to talk to the vice president of the hospital in the person of Sister Jane, and see what she can tell us about you.
Okay.
And also, if you don't mind me asking, you're from Anambra State, right?
That's correct.
As you stated initially, I am from Anambra State also. Okay. And what is the name of your hometown?
Adazi Nuku in Aniocha local government.
Adazi
Nuku.
Nuku.
Yes.
Well, I want our viewers to know that this is a proud son of Adazi Nuku. So anybody wants to know where Dr. Nwiloh is from Adazi Nuku. And with this, we are going to take a little break and take a little trip to St. Joseph's Hospital and talk to Sister Jane. Thank you for watching. And thank you, Dr. Nwiloh.
Thank you very much for having me on your show.
Thank you. Welcome to another segment of the African Treasures. I'm Dr. Okeke, your host. For those of you who are just tuning in, this episode of the African Treasures is jointly produced by the Nigerian Television Authority and Canopy Corporation. Our focus today is on Dr. Jonathan Nwiloh, his advancement in the field of cardiac surgery, and his affiliation with St. Joseph's Hospital here in Metropolitan Atlanta. Joining me today is the Vice President of the hospital, in the person of Sister Jane. Welcome to the African Treasures.
Thank you, Dr. Okeke. I'm very happy to be here.
Thank you, ma'am. Sister Jane, for the benefit of our viewers, could you give me a short, brief history of St. Joseph's Hospital?
Well, St. Joseph's is the oldest hospital in Atlanta. It was founded in 1880, so we're 125 years old today. We were, at first, a little 10-room house down on Cortlandt Street, and the hospital grew downtown, and it developed a number of different services, among them cardiac services. Then in 1978, we moved to this present campus, and we are still well known for our cardiac program, but we're also known for our orthopedic program, our oncology program. We are an adult tertiary care, so we treat the sickest of the sick, and we are sponsored by the Sisters of Mercy, a Catholic order of nuns, and so their special mission includes not only excellence in care, but outreach to the poorest citizens of Atlanta as well.
Well, that's very interesting. As the oldest hospital in the metropolitan Atlanta, as you just indicated, how has the hospital used its position in delivering health care to the poor, and also the role of Mercy Foundation?
Well, three entities really work together, I would say. Mercy Foundation, which is a fundraising corporation within St. Joseph's, raises money, and a lot of it goes to our program of Mercy Care Services, which is an extensive program downtown and on the Buford corridor where many new immigrants are. So our programs there are primary care for the homeless, those who don't have insurance, those who have a difficulty paying. We have mobile clinics. We have a coach that goes out to various places to serve particularly the hard-to-reach homeless. And then we also have fixed-site clinics where people can come and get, if they require it, absolutely free care, and in some cases it's a sliding scale.
That's interesting. Does the hospital have any collaborative efforts with Dr. Jonathan Nwiloh and his cardiac surgery mission in Nigeria?
Yes, when Dr. Nwiloh went last year, the hospital, through its pharmacy and other departments, helped support that mission. We also helped with some funding for it, and we look forward actually to a more solid partnership with the work in Nigeria. This is particularly true for the Sisters of Mercy as we look, we're the richest country in the world, here in the U.S.
Definitely.
And what we believe is that we need to understand the situation of the developing nations and be there to help whenever we can. So we'd really like to work on this partnership with regard to helping to send people with their expertise, but also sending supplies and drugs.
Yeah. I was going to ask you if the hospital is rendering any help in training nurses and ancillary medical personnel through exchange program with Nigeria. Even though you just touched on it a little bit, I thought you might want to elaborate.
Whether we do that or
yeah, is the hospital rendering any help in the area of training nurses and ancillary medical personnel through exchange program with Nigeria?
Not that I know of.
Okay, you're not aware of that. Okay. Is there any monetary encouragement for the staff of St. Joseph's Hospital who volunteer in this mission in Nigeria?
Yes, we have an arrangement whereby the hospital allows the staff to go and are paid for half the time that they're there. So the hospital makes that contribution, and then the employee takes their vacation time for the other half. So we really act in partnership with the employees who want to make that commitment.
Yeah, of course, we're talking about the Global Eagle Foundation, which is the foundation that was founded by Dr. Jonathan Nwiloh.
Yeah.
Right, and is the activities of the Global Eagle Foundation in line with the vision of the founding sisters of St. Joseph's Hospital, and if so, how?
Absolutely. As I said, from the very beginning, the Sisters of Mercy took as their mission helping as much as we could people who were the most vulnerable. Yeah. And when you look at Dr. Nwiloh's work in Nigeria, where cardiac surgery is not available at all, and you can literally give life to people by having him and the team work there, that this is really at the heart of our mission, to look any place that we can and say, what can we do?
That's wonderful.
Well, it's, we've been given so much.
That's wonderful. To humanity. That's wonderful. I'm from Nigeria, and I'm particularly touched by this venture that St. Joseph's Hospital and the Global Eagle Foundation is doing through Dr. Nwiloh. And I really want to commend you and commend the hospital for your assistance and the collaborative effort you've given to help people in my country.
You're very welcome. I just hope that in the future we can do more. It helps to really know a place, too. And when Dr. Nwiloh came back and described the mission to us, it touched our hearts. And so that's why I look forward to a long-standing collaboration where maybe we can branch out into other areas.
Sister Jane, thank you very much for this time, and please continue the good work.
You're very welcome.
I believe this has a spiritual reward that cannot be quantified in dollars. Welcome again to African Treasures. I'm Dr. Michael Okeke, your host. We're continuing this documentary on Dr. Jonathan Nwiloh and the Global Eagle Foundation. Last year they visited Nigeria to perform cardiac surgery on some patients. That was a philanthropic gesture and effort. And today we're here to chat with some of the medical professionals that escorted him to Nigeria. Ms. June?
Hi.
Welcome to African Treasures.
Hi.
Mike?
Hello.
Aaron?
Yep.
And Dr. Nwiloh, of course. Yeah, Mike, let me ask you this. What motivated you and your associates to leave the comfort of your home, your loved ones, volunteer to travel to Africa, to go and help save the lives of people you hardly even knew? What was the motivation, sir?
Well, first Dr. Nwiloh asked me, so that was my first motivation, but
Okay.
I thought I was very fortunate to be able to give back something and to help other people. So I feel like I'm the fortunate one that I could bring my little bit of expertise to another country that has such a great need. Okay. And when I visited last time, the need is very apparent, for good health care. And there isn't a cardiac surgery program in Lagos or Nigeria. So part of my goal was to help get the program set up and going to where it's an ongoing program.
Okay.
And to help train some people and leave the equipment behind and hopefully get a cardiac surgery program.
It's wonderful.
Operating.
It's wonderful. John, what was your motivation?
Same as like Mike said, and maybe we can set up for starting, and always you can train the people, and there is a lot of nurses and doctors in there, and this is which it's going to be started. So I like to show to them, but I don't know how much I'm doing.
Thank you for watching, and please join us again next week at the same time as we continue to share with you the treasures of Africa.